Hello and welcome to What the Hell Just Happened, the vlog that tries hard to keep its chin up. I'm your host, Martin Ganopolar. For those of you who have watched or read my dispatches, you know that I've been a pretty harsh critic of injustice in our society and politics. I've even become downright pessimistic at times. But isn't a pessimist just a realist who gets to be pleased when something actually goes right? That's me. It's with this in mind that I dedicate this edition of What the Hell Just Happened, because, you know, it ain't all bad. I mean, come on. Weed is legal in 14 states, dudes. Party on. Of course, after 4 years of relentless assault on our society and institutions, we've all had to get just a little numb to endure it, right? This made it possible to put up with the outrage and insult day after day after day. Call it a survival tool. But now we have a new administration, and many of you are saying, hey, it's been over a month, Biden. Why haven't you fixed everything yet? That kind of expectation is like going on a first date and expecting hot sex in the back of the car after the ride home, which, to be honest, only happened to me once. And after that, they wouldn't let me ride the streetcar anymore. But seriously, some things are actually starting to go well in our country, knock wood. Let's look at a few of them. It seems that logic and civil discourse is becoming more common in our national conversation. This may or may not be related to the death of Rush Limbaugh. I don't know. What I do know is that the COVID-19 pandemic response is becoming the center point of agreement between Americans, regardless of political bias. And hallelujah to that. We all seem to want the same outcome these days, for this shit to end. Science is once again beginning to have a beneficial effect in our daily lives. This week, we celebrated the 50 millionth COVID vaccination. That's an awesome statistic, isn't it? I mean, 25 million people haven't all done the same thing since Game of Thrones aired its final episode. And this week, Johnson & Johnson just got FDA emergency use approval for its vaccine. It's a single-dose shot that's about 73% effective. And Pfizer finally figured out how to make its vaccine so that it doesn't have to be stored in Antarctic conditions like Houston. This will be a game changer because now both vaccines can be used in rural communities as well as big cities. Speaking of frigid environments, the Mars rover Perseverance and its little drone buddy called Ingenuity just landed on Mars. Now, whether you support interplanetary exploration or not, you have to be just a little bit nerd-struck at this achievement of science and American can-do attitude. That being said, how do we explain Texas? Last week, the Lone Star State got hit with a cold snap that killed its power grid and busted its water pipes. People were literally freezing and dying of thirst. This ain't rocket science. It should never have happened. In the emergency that followed, Senator Trader Ted Cruz leapt into action to end suffering for him and his family by taking the kids down to a swanky resort in Cancun, Mexico. Fortunately, other dedicated folks stepped up to help. Beto O'Rourke set up a phone bank to make welfare check calls on 150,000 fellow Texans. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the congresswoman from New York, raised $5 million for stricken Texans. So that was good news. And here's another tidbit of good news. New York's District Attorney Cyrus Vance Jr. just received over 1 million pages of subpoenaed financial documents from the Trump Organization. Vance hired some hot shit lawyers and forensic accountants to sift through it all. The criminal case he's building is beginning to solidify and will likely include Russian oligarchs and members of the New York Cosa Nostra. We'll let you know more about that as the story rolls out. Next week, the latest $1.9 trillion COVID Relief Act, which was passed by the House, will be fast-tracked through Senate to get to Biden's desk quickly, which means y'all might be getting your $1,400 checks and enhanced unemployment payments about the same time schools and flowers will start to reopen. We live in hope. So that's this week's good news. And I don't want to harsh your buzz, but CPAC had its right-wing cornucopia of bagaducio this week. to announce that the worship of the dear leader and his family will continue, or you will be punished. There was even a gold statue of the Orange Man, which was, get this, made in Mexico. I can't make this shit up. The fact that anyone ever supported the Orange One in the first place continues to fulfill my pessimistic side. But don't worry, I'm still open to being pleased when things go right. For example, in Texas, some stores have begun to make Ted Cruz piñatas. I call that the dawn of a new day. Felicidades. Thanks again for watching What the Hell Just Happened. With any luck, we'll see you soon. Bye for now.